Hello there, what is going on everybody? We are back with a Star Wars Legion list build video where we're going to be doing a Separatist list build since we've had a couple of new Separatist unboxings lately, a lot of new Separatist vehicles, a lot of new Separatist droid vehicles coming out. I thought it would be a good time to put them into a list and try to give list building a try after a long absence. I haven't done one of these specifically in a while, and I thought this would be a good return to form for Star Wars Legion list building. I'm going to be using Tabletop Admiral today, and I'll put a link down in the video description below. Plus, there is a new round of the giveaway starting right now for a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Let's go ahead and jump right into list building. So we've got Tabletop Admiral open here, and we're going to put together a Separatist list. So I think the first thing we've got to start off with is getting our cornerstone units. We've got some B1 battle droids. And, you know, one of the things that we can do now that's very, very fun is to have those big supersized units. We've got to have our core. We've got to have a commander. So you know, we add a B1 battle droid unit. And of course, you can double the size of them here with the B1 battle droid squad. But at the same time, that's also less units to be able to move and take specific objectives. One of the interesting things about B1s is you always used to have that coordinate droid trooper used to be able to form that B1 battle line chain. And AI isn't as big of a problem as it used to be. So I think, you know, B1s are even easier to run than they used to be, and B2 super battle droids are also even easier. So we're going to have some B1s, but we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to keep them without the extra personnel. I'm going to keep them a little bit light and fluffy. I want to keep multiple units on the board instead of just one big unit. For this one, I want to have a lot of options for moving around and picking up objectives. So I'm going to put the E5C into the B1 battle droid. I'm going to hit this little plus to duplicate. We're going to run 2 units of battle droids there. We're going to add an extra battle droid unit there. That's going to give us 3 B1s. That fulfills our core. But I also want to run some B2 super battle droids. B2s have been being reprinted. People are now able to get B2s again, which is a beautiful thing. I am actually going to run 2 units. This is what I usually would run even back in the old days, because I happened to pre-order 2 B2s when they first came out, so that's all I ever had, and so I got used to running 2 units of B2s, and so it's still kind of something that I'd like to do. So I'm going to run 2 units of B2s. I'm going to give them each the Viper Recon Droid. This guy's been reworked a little bit since the old days. He has sidearm, melee, and ranged now, so he can't do the same big old melee attack that the B2s can do, but that's okay. I like him because he gives you observe. I also like him because he's a somewhat cheaper guy that you can add, and he's adding 2 dice, and he also works at range 2 where the B2s do their work. So I always thought that he felt like a comfortable additional miniature to add. If you don't want to use him, you can use something else. That's no problem. But yeah, and I'm going to put the ACM battle droid in there as well. He's also got the 3 red at range 2, and we're going to double that unit up, running 2 of those as well. So that brings us to 5 core to start out. We're going to have some activations here. Not too many, but we're going to have a pretty healthy amount of activations because we do have some of the B1s that are a little cheaper. We also need a commander, at least one. And for this one, I am going to go with one of our new super tactical droids, and I'm going to go with Kalani in this case. Now, Kraken and Kalani are the 2 new super tactical droids. You don't have generic super tactical droid anymore, but Kraken and Kalani, or Kraken and Kalani, or Kurakin and Kalanai, if you want to pronounce things really weird. They're definitely serving slightly different purposes, although they also are generally under the same umbrella of having that strategize and keyword. Kraken is a little more attack focused, a little bit more of an offensive commander, whereas Kalani is doing direct and strategize and reinforcements and letting people deploy a little bit later. And I think that's a good thing. So I've always kind of leaned on Kalani a little bit more than Kraken. And so I'm going to go with Kalani. He's a little more expensive in this case, but we'll go with Kalani. So that's going to be our commander. I'm not going to put any upgrades on him for this build, but there's definitely a lot of options that you can go with, but I'm not going to use those in this particular build. Now, we're going to add some of the new stuff. I did talk about wanting to use some of the new things, so let's jump right in and put the Aqua Droids in there. The Aqua Droids are, they're fun, right? They have some cool stuff. They've got 3 models. We're going to add a 4th one. We're going to add the Heavy Aqua Droid in there. So we've got our 4 models of Aqua Droids walking around. They have some armor, a little bit light armor, but a lot of hit points on these guys. They're pretty popular, or so I'm told. Although they did get, we did just recently do an unboxing of these guys. You know, the arms that extend outside of the silhouette are not going to be counting for line of sight blocking and all of that stuff. It's just for fluff. So, but still, they're going to be pretty cool. I think we'll have a good time with them. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put a second heavy in here as well. I'll put the NR N99 Persuader tank on there. I haven't run this one in a long time, and I think it kind of fits the theme because we are also going to be using crab droids in this build. And if I want to do aqua droids, crab droids, this guy kind of fits into the aquatic theme because it was coming out of the water. It just kind of feels like ocean life, right? It feels like ocean life is a little bit of the theme in this one. So I like it. You know, the beachheads, these are like the Marines of the Separatists. You know, they're so that this just kind of fits the bill. Plus, you know, transport. It's you know, it's a transport now, so you can get maybe get some B2s a little bit closer to the action, a little bit quicker. So we have that working for us. So we'll go ahead and add the Persuader tank in there to the list, and we are going to give him attack protocols because he's programmed. We've got to put that on there, and he has, you know, he's got that range 4 attack. I like that option. So I'm going to give him the high energy shells, which is also a range 4 attack. So we can potentially do some big range 4 shots, which I like. That's what we'll put on the Persuader tank. We're only at 664 points right now, so we have lots of room for extra fun things. And since we've got 2 crabs in the box, we're going to add 2 crabs to the list. I'm going to add a crab droid over here. They're also programmed, so we're going to give them attack protocols. I like attack protocols. Anytime I have to put a protocols on somebody, I like attack because it's got AI aim, and that also is going to work with Kalani a little bit. If you get aims on any of these guys, you know, they get precise too, which is just a cool thing. So, I like it. I like it. Maybe they won't need it, you know, but maybe they will. Who knows? But yeah, actually they could probably get by with something else, but I'm putting attack protocols on them anyway. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to give one the heavy laser cannon. It's 5 dice. Again, we might need AIM for that. Then I'm going to give another one the twin blaster cannon. He might not need attack protocols, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So we're going to do one of each. So I'll put this one in there, I'll duplicate it, and then I'll take one of those off. So now I've got 2. One with a heavy laser cannon, one with the twin blaster cannon. And the reason I'm doing that is, for one, since it's a newer unit, I can get to try out both guns and see it, and it makes me a little more flexible because I've got the twin blaster cannon for, you know, when I want guaranteed hits. I've got the heavy laser cannon if I need impact. You know, again, it's a little all-comers, or if I just want, you know, more dice. So that's a fun one. And those are my 2 crabs that came in the crab pack. Now I've got some options for what else I want to do with this list. In this case, in keeping with the theme, I'm going to put one of the DSD-1 Dwarf Spider Droids into the list. The DSD-1 Dwarf Spider Droid kind of meshes with everything. Also works with the whole aquatic theme of like coming out of the ocean in episode 3 on Kashyyyk. Kind of just feels like he belongs marching alongside the crabs, since they kind of have a similar appearance in some ways. So it's thematically, it's a fun thing to do. So that's what we're doing. We're adding the dwarf spider droid, and yeah, that's how we are doing this. Our dwarf spider droid is going to have some fun stuff. So we're going to give him the attack protocols, and we're going to give him a nose-mounted blaster ion cannon, which is a super fun way to run this guy. And the last thing we're going to add is we are going to add a special forces. We're going to add a Magna Guard. Magna Guard by itself, without anything else, brings us to 995. Of course, you can fudge some things. You can move some things around. You can drop a B1 if you wanted to put some other upgrades. If you want to put heavies on there, you can make some changes to this list. But the Magna Guard, in this case, is going to help guard for Kalani. It's going to help keep Kalani alive. I'm not putting a Magna Guard in here to do a whole lot of offensive stuff, but they're there to kind of help keep Kalani alive, help protect against a charging Luke Skywalker or something like that. And those are some of the things that we can do with this list. So that's what we are working on. So we have to also jump down and jump into commands for this list. So in this case, we are going to run all three of Kalani's cards. So we've got They Too Will Suffer. This one is going to give you some ability to kind of choose, give you some control over what they're going to activate and where they're going to, and what they're going to activate first. So that one is a fun one. Also can kind of mess with some of their plans on who they wanted to have guaranteed orders on. And it's a Kalani specific. Not one of my favorite cards ever, but I have to play around with it a little bit in the new game. It might be more useful in some cases than others, and then you got to play it to find out when it really meshes and against what's kind of enemies compositions it works better against and some of their plans. So it can work really good, especially against certain other command cards that require face-up tokens and all of that stuff. Preservation protocols is his 2-pip, which is 2 droid troopers or AI units, and it's going to give them a dodge token in disengage and impervious this round, which is going to be pretty versatile. There's going to be a lot of options. You have a lot of droid troopers here, and you've got AI units, so that'll be helpful. Give you some extra survivability for those 5 core, and so I like that as well. And then do not underestimate our means. This one it gives you the option to divulge, and you can get the AI reinforcements if you want to have that late deployment, or and again we have 12 activations, so we might be okay. But again, or you're going to see what you're going up against. So you may say, you know what, I'd rather have some recovers all ready to go, especially since this unit does have some of those cycle weapons and things like that. We might want some recovery available. And so this is one of those that you can make the decision at the beginning of the game. As for the other options, we're going to go with mechanized incursion. This one is a single vehicle unit, but we do have quite a few vehicle units between all the supports and the heavies, so we'll have plenty of options for this one. And then we can also get the droid trooper thing going. So it's a 1-pip that's actually going to give out a whole lot of orders, which makes it work pretty well in this list. We're also going to go with Orbital Strike for our 2-pip. And this one is just, overall, it's a very good unit. And yeah, it's just overall good. So we like that one. And we're going to go with Roger for our 3-pip. I love the art on this. So it makes me wonder if we're ever going to get this giant thing in the game. I don't know, it might be a little too big with the MTT. I think it's called, again, I wonder if we're ever going to see that in the game. But no, this one's just overall good. We have a lot of droid trooper units in here. And I mean, that could even be what Kalani or even the Magna Guard if you wanted, but it's going to give you a dodge and a surge token, so it's giving extra stuff. This one doesn't as easily give you the ability to get the orders to the vehicles, so you have a little bit of that, but he has direct AI unit, which definitely gives you at least some control over that. So it's still, if this is a good thing, and we'll put that in there. Those are our 7 cards. We've got lots of different options for orders, for issuing orders, and a lot of utility in there, and that's the build. So again, we're using Tabletop Admiral. I'll put a link to this list in the video description below, and there's a Separatist list for you. That's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. I haven't been doing too many of these list build videos. I do them once in a while. It's been a long time since I've been doing these for Legion. Let me know if you like some of the thought process, or what changes you would make to a list like this. This one isn't necessarily designed to, you know, be competitive, but it's more or less designed to kind of be a way to test out some new units and to kind of get reintroduced to the Separatists in the new Star Wars Legion of 2025. At least that's my goal. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. I will talk to you later. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this whole channel possible. We'll talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all, and always wash your socks.